Everything I do it for the nation. Yeah, for the nation. Yeah. Though it's trouble, as far as my eyes can see, I'm working out my own salvation. Yeah. The kingdom is waiting for you. You plot on me, I'ma dream about it. Angels on my body, I ain't going there, I'm so aware. I'm not moving in fear. It's a lot of souls on the line. This is for my brothers in them handcuffs. I wanna break y'all out of them cages and break our youth out the matrix. I'm the protector of my wife and children, and I'ma keep a smile on their face. I will die by that statement, no cap. So there was a particular man, he made this meme about me because I was wearing this particular shirt, which I have on today. And he made this particular meme, I don't know how long ago, but I know it was going around and somebody showed me in my DMs. So the meme says, notice how it's always that select subset of American black women who say what is on their shirt, or who say what is on this shirt, never seem to acknowledge that their bad behavior or attitudes, talking back, and masculine behaviors in a feminine body are a huge turnoff for black men. Okay, so basically he was using that rebuttal to deflect from the actual issue at hand concerning black men who refuse to date black women, right? Now, the main reason why I made this particular shirt is why, well, I will talk about it in this video, but the reason that he brought up, or the particular rebuttal that he brought up, is something that is very typical for particular black males to use when it concerns these very issues of black men being for their own women. And unfortunately, you have these type of Negroes who will go out here and say these particular things to try and deflect from actually being with a black woman, okay?
Now, I didn't I didn't screenshot when me and him was having a back and forth conversation, and I can't do that because he blocked me. So, to just show you plain and clear of the particular responses that this man was doing, I decided to screenshot from another page what this man was particularly saying. And I want to give out a critical review, as you see in the title below on this video. I want to give a critical review to particular black males who think like this, right? So, the man confronted me. He was like, ain't nothing to confront, because this is what I was saying, because he was talking about I look like Shirley from What's Happening, which I thought that was kind of funny. But, yeah, I was like, you know, if he had an issue with my particular message on the shirt, or if he misunderstood what I was trying to say on the message, because there were people under there who was trying to call me a simp. They tried to say that I have a Oedipus mindset, or Oedipus complex, where an Oedipus mindset, if I'm saying that right, is in psychology where the son is sexually attracted to their mother, right? Which we're not dealing with no Greek, European type stuff. We're not dealing with westernized perceptions of love. You know what I'm saying? We're dealing with Afrocentric perceptions of love. If you look within African perceptions of love, your woman is metaphysically and symbolically symbolized as not only being your wife or your soulmate, but she's symbolically seen as being mother, being sister, you know, being daughter, right? And the same way and vice versa, you are reflected to her metaphysically and biologically, or excuse me, not biologically, but symbolically, as being brother, father, soulmate, son, right? This all goes hand in hand. This isn't anything concerning being sexual or perverted. This is dealing with spirituality, right? This is dealing with symbolism, right? So if you treat your wife right, that means there's a trait of you treating your mother right. And if you treat your mother and your wife right, then you are going to give that same reflection and that example to your daughter, right? Same thing and vice versa for the woman, giving respect to the man, to her father. So she's obviously giving that same example to her son, right? So this is the dialogue and the dynamic that we are talking about in African spirituality. As a matter of fact, I'm going to talk about it when I show my face, but that's what we're dealing with when we're dealing with ancestry, right? That's what we're dealing with when we're dealing with the dynamic of a black male-female relationship. But anyways, so he said, ain't nothing to confront, my dude. No sane, straight, smart male. Notice he didn't say black male. He said, no sane, straight, smart male would ever co-sign the message on the shirt when it's been proven that no tangible benefit from doing anything said shirts. Wait, from anything. Okay. we just gonna skip that. I'm like this: date whichever race of women you want. Just don't shame your own race because of a personal choice. Also, using someone's family as a means of dating your own race is a form of validation. And a smart man doesn't need to seek or require outside external validation from anyone or anything or anybody. That's all I'm saying. No harm or foul on you in the message given, but that's what my message states. So we continue. This was the particular person who was talking about an Oedipus complex, and then he responded to that particular person saying, indeed, I'm like this, whatever. Whether I date outside my race or I'm down to messing with a woman of another race, the only thing I'm interested in is a woman being biologically, anatomically, and naturally born exactly that, a woman. I'm not going to, downplay all over my own race over that kind of preference. I just choose better options for my own decisions. So then he continues, because I responded to him on what he had to say, right? Because I was talking about ancestry. I was like, you can't disrespect your ancestry and the people who came before you by going on with another race of people, building a nation and an institution, because that's what marriage is. Marriage is symbolized as being an institution between a man and a woman, because they build an institution, literally. They create children, and those children go out and they make the money, right? They are influenced to make money for themselves. They might even be influenced to pass on the family industry or the family business if the father and the mother decide to build a business, right? Then they will pass that business to their children. That is institution. That is an institution. That is a business move, right? To build a family. So he continues to say, I'm not going to argue with you on that. However, as a sane, straight, proud black man, but now he's going to say he's a proud black man with actual common sense, right? Notice the words that he's using. I know my worth better than most claim to know me. That includes walking away from any woman who decides to have a bad attitude, talking back, and completely shits on someone like me who has their own choice. Now, if you notice by his particular meme, right? He's associating black women, right? Because I know he said a particular category, not, disregarding what he said. But what you see here is that he's associating bad attitude, talking back, and completely shitting on people, right, or a man, to black women, right, or a particular category of black females. Now, when you look within other races of women, I see this more shown with other races of women than what I see with black women. Not saying that it doesn't happen, not saying that it's quote unquote not common with black females, even though it's not really that common, just depends on where you're from. You know what I'm saying? But to associate bad attitude and masculine behavior to black women is the same stereotype that white people, or white men in particular, have pushed on our women and on us as black men, on who we should choose to deal with. Right? He continues to say that ancestry has nothing to do with what I just listed. At the first sign of that, not only am I firing her ass on the spot, but I'll go to where I'm appreciated. So now he's saying that he cannot get any form of appreciation from black females, right? Or black women, which is what I'm getting. If I'm misunderstanding this, somebody tell me in the comments below. But this is what I'm reading. He said at the first sign of that, not only am I firing her ass on the spot, but I'll go to where I'm appreciated, which indicates, and this, he's not the only one who will say something like this. You have a lot of black males who date outside of their race who will say that, go where you are appreciated. The better decision is for you to date outside of your race and date another race of women who will appreciate you more and value you more and care for you more than your own sister, than your own mother. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue. He says, as a smart, sane, straight black male, notice the words that he are using: smart, sane, straight, proud black male, I refuse to put up with any woman, black, white, or otherwise, that feels I should accept them with that kind of problem. And see, here's the thing, because even though I brought back, when we was dealing with that particular issue, I was saying that, within other races of women, you have these particular issues at hand, right? But when dealing with this particular issue of why a black man wouldn't be with a black woman, it always comes up with the matter of, her attitude, or she's too masculine, this, that, and the third, right? You don't really, I apologize for that, you don't really see that particular issue, or we don't really talk about that particular issue when it comes to other races of women, right? But we're going to deal with that in a second. He says, I can't speak for other sane black folks, but I can speak for myself, and I don't need anyone like you talking for me or what I decide to do. That's the beauty of being in control of my own destiny. I need no validation. And then I responded to him, and then, that's when he blocked me. he said, you are dismissed. So, yeah, so that's the end of our conversation, so let's have the discussion at hand.
All right, so first and foremost, let me just make it known that because I'm giving critical criticism, right, or constructive criticism on this particular issue at hand, this does not mean that I have to bash somebody, or I have to talk about them or downplay them as a person, especially with him being another black man, right? However, we have to deal with the things that he said at hand, and we have to deal with the particular rebuttals that he made concerning the very issues at hand, because this is something that a lot of particular black males think on, right? This is something that you have a good amount of black males who think this particular way about their own women, right? Despite what he had to say concerning, this isn't just with black males or black women, this is dealing with other races of women as real who can perpetrate themselves in a masculine or, in a bad manner, right? Moody, bad attitude, talking back, this, that, and the third. So the thing is that we're dealing with black women, right? So for you to try and use other races of women in this particular issue would be irrelevant, other than to just note the fact that, you don't just have black females who are acting like this, you have other races of women who are acting like this, right? But we're dealing with black females at the hand. You know what I'm saying? We're dealing with black females in this particular category, and you have my particular shirt that says your mother is black, your sister is black, your grandma is black, you're black. But you don't want a black woman, and let's deal with this particular issue at hand. Your mama black, your sister black, your grandma black, and you're black. You came from your mother's womb, right? And I'm not saying for you to date somebody or marry somebody who reflects your mother in every aspect, right? I'm not telling you to date your sister, someone who's like your sister or like your grandma. We're not into that type of stuff because we're not European. We're not into no Greek or westernized type of things. We're dealing with African traditions. We're dealing with African customs. When I say that because your mother's black, because your sister and your grandma's black, that's giving respect and homage to those particular people, right? Your grandma, your great-grandma, so on and so forth, her mother, you are supposed to, you as a sane black man, a proud black man, you are supposed to preserve your race and your people. How can you be a proud and sane black man and you want to give up your seed, you want to give up your genitals to another race of women, most in particular white women, right? Why would you say, right, you have these particular black males who will say that they are sane, they are proud black men, they're proud of being black and their blackness, but they don't want to preserve their blackness. And I just don't understand, how can you be a sane black male and you're going for the image that white people have perpetrated to you on these particular races of women? That doesn't make sense to me. So you rather go for a white woman, you rather go for a Latino woman, you rather go where you are quote unquote appreciated, but you don't think that your woman can appreciate you more than another race of women? You think that other races of women, you think white women can appreciate you more and care for you more and understand you more than your own sister? That doesn't make sense to me. That does not make sense to me. That is insanity. That is called Stockholm Syndrome, right? When you have Stockholm Syndrome, you're going for the image of the women who perpetrated so much trauma to you as a black man. Whether you subconsciously remember it or not, you still have that gene, you still have the genetic DNA, the genetic memory of what has happened to your grandfathers and your great-grandfathers and your great-grandmothers. That doesn't make sense to me. For you as a black male to be with women who perpetrated, so much trauma to you as a black man, who would literally get you in trouble for sexual molestation, for sexual assault, would have you lynched, would turn you into a form of an Emmett Till, and you as a black male would rather go with these particular white females, right? Oh, it's not all of them, Tyrone. It's not all the white females. Some females, they had nothing to do with slavery. You know what I'm saying? You have these people who will make this particular type of rebuttals, right? Who will say it's not all white people. It's, and listen to this. When you're dealing with your race of people, right? And when you're dealing with other races of people, when dealing with white women, right? You as a black male shouldn't be dealing with white women, period. Just based up on history, right? You don't hear no Jews talking about it's not all the Germans. No. They're not going to date anybody outside of their ethnicity, out of their religion, out of their culture, out of their race, because they understand self-preservation for one. Okay, they understand self-preservation and preserving their own race and their own people and preserving their economics. We as black people are the only ones who will make this argument, oh, I can be with somebody where I'm appreciated, I can go where I'm wanted, right? Because they had these particular experiences with other particular black females who, talk down on them or bash them. And I'm not using the argument of, who hurt you, black male, for you to do this. I'm not doing that at all. But you do have particular black males out here. If we're gonna, let's deal with this particular angle right now. You do have particular black males out here who have been hurt by black males, black women, or black females. I knew this one particular black male in high school. He got his heart broken by one black female, and after that, he just started dating straight up white women. But the white women that he was dating did him 10 times worse than the black female that cheated on him, right? Because the black woman that he was with cheated on him, right? So he was like, you know what? I'm done with black women. So he dates this other black white female, this other white woman. And so when he started dating her, they broke up like within a month. And then the next day, she got engaged to the man that she was messing with behind his back. So then he started dating another white woman. And that white woman did him wrong. And then he just continued to start messing with white women because in his mind, even when he still kept messing with white women, I remember one time there was an incident that was going on with a black female in band. And, he whispered to me, he's like, this is why I don't date black women. And I'm like, all the white women that you done dated treated you like shit, yo. Treated you like a damn Sambo. You know what I'm saying? Why would you, as a black male, even put yourself in the position of being a Sambo, a mandingo to this particular white woman? And you just gonna give up your own sister, you gonna give up on your own women, your own race, because of one particular female out here? There are millions of black women out here for you to go with. Millions of black women who are looking for a good black man, and you're gonna give yourself up to your slave master's daughter, right? Metaphorically speaking, right? You're going to give up yourself to the image, the very image, the manufacturer of white supremacy. That doesn't make sense to me. You can't be a sane and a proud straight black male and you rather go with other races of women than your own women. That shouldn't even be an option. That shouldn't even be something that should be preferred in your mind for you to go with other races of women and downplay your own women. Now, you may say that, I'm not downplaying my own women and I'm not shitting on my own women, quote unquote, shitting on my own women, right? But that's what you're doing by being with these particular races of women and building nations with these particular races of women. That is spitting in the face of your own ancestors after everything that they have went through in slavery. And even after slavery, when black men were being lynched for being accused of even messing with a white woman, talking to a white woman, looking at a white woman the wrong way. Looking at a white woman the wrong way, and you will be lynched. You will be castrated, amputated. Your family might get hunted down and killed just for you looking at a white woman the wrong way. And you as a black male have the nerve to disrespect those particular ancestors and mix and interbreed and give up your cultural identity and pollute your very ancestral history and your heritage with this white woman. And you think she cares about your people? Do you think she cares about your family? Do you think she cares about your ancestry? No. She don't care about your ancestry. She don't care about your history. She don't care about who you are as a black man in America. She just wants the dick. That's all she wants. Why would you as a black male even put yourself in that position? I understand that we are mentally sick in this world, but you're not a sane, straight black male for you to do this with another race of women who literally personify. They literally personify white supremacy. They give birth to the particular people who oppress us on a daily basis. They're the image of that, literally. But you've been given the image that a white woman can do better for you than your own race of women. That doesn't make sense to me. You go to a Mexican man, he wants a Mexican woman. You go to a Chinese man, he wants a Chinese woman. You go to a white man, he wants a white woman. I remember this white girl back in 8th grade, she said, I only date white boys, I don't want no black boys. She was fine with it. She just said it plain and clear, I don't want no black boys. I don't want to date no black guy. I only want to date white guys. We asked why. She was like, because I want to. And she has every right to feel that way. Because she understands self-preservation. Even at her age, back in the 8th grade, she understood that that's something that her parents passed down to her. You know, people in this society might consider that racist. That's not being racist. That's not the perception of racism. Racism is when you have a race of people who oppress and adversely impact your life, right? When a race of people adversely impacts the life of another race of people, right? Racism is a power structure. You know what I'm saying? So when dealing with this concept of dating your own race of women, why is it that only within the black community, within the black race, you have this bickering going back and forth with black men and black women that, you know, I have a right to feel to date whoever I want to date, and it doesn't really matter who I... Like, if you literally ask a black male, you know, who he would rather feel that he could relate to and be with, you know, of course he might say a black woman, right? For the most part, he might say a black woman, but then he'll be like, but, you know, you never know, or, you know, that doesn't mean I discriminate. You know, he's shucking and jiving. You know, he just won't be plain out and straight with it, saying that, you know, he just wants to date and exclusively date black women. You know, and it's because of how we've been conditioned. Now, I understand that, but we have to make aware of this conditioning that we have been put under. You know, where we are willing to give ourselves up to other races of women. We're willing to look out to other races of women, or be open to other races of women, instead of just having our energy preserved, our self preserved for our race of women, and preserving our race. Now, dealing with you are black. You cannot be a sane black man. You cannot be proud of your blackness, and you don't want to preserve that which you love. That doesn't make sense to you, black man. And this doesn't just go for the man who made the particular post about me. This goes for any black male who feels this particular way. You cannot tell me that you are a sane black male and you don't want to preserve that which you love. You preserve money. You preserve your car. You preserve your house. You see value in your house more than you see value in yourself. You see value in money more than you see value in yourself. You see value in your car more than you see value in yourself. How does that work, black man? Make that make sense to me. How do you see value in clothes, money, cars, houses? How do you see more value in materialistic things than you see in yourself? Why don't you want to preserve your heritage? Why don't you want to preserve your ancestry? Why don't you want to preserve who you are as a black man in America? Make that make sense to me. How are you willing to give up your ancestry and your cultural identity and who you are as a black male and give all that up to a white woman, and y'all create a mixed baby, and that mixed baby probably going to date somebody who reflects their mother, and your ancestry is gone. You're just a legend. You're just a myth. Oh yeah, your great-great-grandfather was black. Imagine that. You were willing to give up your cultural identity, and now you're just nothing but a memory, a distant memory, because of your lust, because of your self-hatred, because of your insecurities, because you thought somewhere or somehow in your head that a white woman was willing to appreciate you more than your own race of women. That doesn't make sense to me. How women who reflect your mother, who reflect your sister, who reflect your grandmother, how women who reflect the particular people in your family, how are you willing to disrespect them for another race of women? That doesn't make sense to me. When I say that you are supposed to go for somebody who reflects your mother and your grandmother, I'm not talking about who they are and all together. I'm talking about how they carry themselves. I'm talking about their traits. I'm talking about the way that they care for their husband, the way that they cook for their husbands, and the way that they nurtured you and influenced you and inspired you to be the man that you are today. Why don't you want to give that same respect to them back and preserve their ancestry, your ancestry, the heritage and the inheritance that they gave to you? Why don't you want to preserve that, you as a black man with another black woman? What is wrong with you in your head for you to have so much self-hatred within you to go for another race of women? That doesn't make sense to me. Make that make sense to me, because that doesn't make sense to me. That's why I made this shirt. I made this shirt to give out the particular issue that goes on with black men, because we have this self-hatred within us. We have this self-hatred within us, and we don't want to admit to it, but we have this self-hatred within us where we are willing to think that other races of women can appreciate us more or even better than black women. We grew up with black women. Black women, for the most part, for some of us, raised us all together by themselves, right? And I'm not trying to sound like no quote-unquote simp. I'm not trying to sound like somebody who's a mama's boy, because I was raised up in a two-parent household. I was raised up in a two-parent household, and I was raised up also in my grandparents' household where it was also two parents. Both the grandfather and the grandmother was there, and if I had a grandmother who didn't have a grandfather, he would always be talked about on, every time that I would go around. So it wasn't like, it was some single parent. No, I was raised up, in a two-parent household, and I was also raised up in a grand two-parent household. You know what I'm saying? So don't get it misunderstood. I understand the angles that these particular black men are talking about when it comes to these particular issues. However, that should not be a form of deflection, or that shouldn't be something that should be considered valid because you want to go for another race of women. You know what I'm saying? We do have particular black females out here who act moody and who have bad attitudes and masculine behavior, but that's not all black women. That's like, that's a small a small amount of black females, right? That's a small amount of black females. And we're not just gonna act like there aren't black females out here that you can be with. You know what I'm saying? We're not just gonna act like there aren't black females out here that you can be with and that you can either learn from or that you can change. Because there's black females out here who are looking for a man to lead them. There are black females out here who are looking for a man to lead them in the right path, to change them. And you can be that black man. But you're not putting in the effort because you think that your effort and your energy should go towards another race of women. Oh, I'm going to go where I'm appreciated. I'm going to go where I'm wanted. You know what I'm saying? That's an immature mindset. That's an immature mindset for you as a black man to give up on your race of women to go for another race of women. That doesn't make sense for you. You can't be a proud black man and you're not willing to preserve your race, your heritage, your culture, and your people. It's straight like that. It's straight like that. There's nothing else for me to say on this other than that particular issue. So hopefully this was a great critical review for particular black males out there on this particular issue at hand. Us as black men, we shouldn't even want to be with any other race other than black women. We shouldn't want to be, our preference should just be a black woman, a black woman, a black woman, and a black woman. That's it. We shouldn't want any other race of women other than black women because there's nobody who can understand us. There's nobody who can relate to us, who can care for us, or who can inspire us other than black women. There's nobody who can be a better companion to us other than black women. You know what I'm saying? I can't even phantom or imagine being with any other race of woman. I can't imagine any other race of women raising my kids other than a black woman. How can a white woman raise your kids? That doesn't make sense to me. How can you have a white woman or a Mexican woman, or a Latina woman raise your kids, or a Chinese woman raise your kids? It couldn't be me. But I didn't mean to make this as long as it was supposed to. Hopefully you got something out of this, and hopefully you understood why I made this particular shirt. I made this particular shirt to bring up the issues at hand that you have particular black males out here who, will literally disrespect their mother and their sister and their grandmother and their ancestry by dating other races of women, because you're black, your mama black, your sister black, your grandma black, everybody down your line was black, but you don't want to date a black woman. You know what I'm saying? So, you have this issue that's going on in your head because, for him being, and I'm pretty sure he's a very intelligent and smart black male. You know what I'm saying? Very intelligent, smart black male. But, you can't rebuttal, the reason why particular black males don't want to date black women is because, they got bad attitudes and masculine behavior. That's not all black women. I understand, like I said before, that he was talking about a particular category. You know what I'm saying? But he could have used that energy to influence black males, that, this man's in the right. Us as black men, we do need to appreciate our women. You know what I'm saying? We as black men should put in the energy to look for virtuous black women because there are virtuous black women out here, whether you want to believe it or not. So, not going to go any further than what I already have, and I know I went way over my time. But until next time, I'm Tyrone. Thank you for liking this video and watching this video full on. Until next time, like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this video with other people, comment below about how you feel about what I say. If you like what I say, if you don't like what I say, let me know in the comment section below. And check out my clothing line business. You can get this shirt on my clothing line business, literally. If you want to get this shirt, you know, your mama black, your sister black, your grandma black, you're black, but you don't want a black woman, you can get that shirt on my website. The website is in my description box below. Just go and check it out. My clothing line will be in my website. So until next time, I'm Tyrone, and I am